You were startled by a jack-in-the-box. Deactivate!
Let him go.
It's not going to hurt us. I gave you an order.
The workforce will undergo its most significant change since the Industrial Revolution as a result of the robotic revolution. In fact, studies indicate that advances in AI threaten nearly 30% of occupations in Britain. Many jobs that were previously thought to be candidates for automation are now, thanks to technological advancements. Is your job up next? Find out how many positions in each area are likely to be replaced by robots by 2030. In recent months, concern regarding artificial intelligence has risen sharply. A letter from more than 300 business executives was just released this week saying that AI should be treated with the same gravity as pandemics and nuclear war, because it could result in the extinction of humanity. The AI Security Initiative head of the University of California, Berkeley, Jessica Newman, said, "I don't think the risk is that AI will turn bad or have some type of malevolent desire. The danger comes from something much more simple, namely that people may program AI to do harmful things, or that we end up harming people by integrating inherently inaccurate AI systems into more and more domains of society," says Dr. Chen. That does not imply that we should not be concerned. Even if scenarios that wipe out humanity are improbable, powerful AI has the potential to destabilize civilizations through growing disinformation, user manipulation, and a radical alteration of the labor market as AI takes over jobs. Although AI technologies have made known for years, long-standing worries have grown as a result of how quickly language learning models like ChatGPT have become popular. Perfect storm has been created, according to Newman, as tech companies rush to incorporate AI to their products in an effort to compete with one another. She said, "I'm quite concerned about the course we're taking, because the systems are at a point where they appear to be remarkable, but are still startlingly wrong and have intrinsic flaws. We're in a very perilous period for AI." These are the issues and most concerns the experts The Guardian spoke with. Disinformation hastens the deterioration of reality. The so-called AI revolution has actually been happening for a while in various ways. The algorithms that determine the content of our social media news feeds are based on machine learning, technology that has been accused of fostering political instability, fanning divisiveness, and perpetuating gender bias. Experts caution that as AI models advance, those unaddressed problems will only worsen. Worst-case situations can involve a deterioration in our shared concept of truth and reliable information, which could result in future uprising based on lies, as was the case with the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. The increase of a misinformation deception, according to experts, might lead to more unrest and possibly wars. According to Peter Wang, CEO and co-founder of the data science platform Anaconda, it could be argued that the social media breakdown is our first encounter with really dumb AI, because the recommender systems are really just simple machine learning models, and in that encounter we really and completely failed. These errors, according to Wang, may be self-replicating since language learning models are trained with inaccurate information, which results in the creation of erroneous data sets for subsequent models. This could result in a model cannibalism effect, which the output of previous models gets amplified in subsequent models and permanently biases them. AI has increased the dissemination of both disinformation and misinformation, which are both simple falsehoods that are intended to mislead, according to experts, a condition known as hallucinations, in which created or erroneous information is repeated, is prone to large language models like ChatGPT. Numerous similar mistakes were found on dozens of internet news sites that were totally authored by AI, according to a study from the journalism credibility monitor NewsGuard. According to Gordon Krovitz and Stephen Brills, co-CEOs of NewsGuard, such technologies might be weaponized by bad actors to deliberately disseminate false information on a wide scale. As we've previously seen with the deliberate media manipulation in the Russia-Ukraine war, this is especially dangerous in high-stakes news events. Malicious actors can create false narratives and then spread them widely by using the system as a force manipulator. According to Krovitz, some claims that the risks posed by AI are exaggerated, yet their impact on the field of news reporting is startling. Recent incidents range from the lighthearted, like the widely circulated AI-generated image of the Pope sporting a swagged-out jacket, to fakes with potentially more serious repercussions, like an AI-generated video of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky declaring a surrender in April 2022. According to Rebecca Finlay of the Partnership on AI, misinformation is the individual harm that has the most potential and highest risk in terms of larger-scale potential harms. The challenge that is developing is, how can we establish an environment where we can comprehend what is true? How can we verify the information we see online? Use of users for improper purposes and manipulation, like a friend, not a tool. There is disagreement on the degree to which technology could negatively affect its users' beliefs or behavior, even if the majority of experts agree that misinformation is currently the most pressing and pervasive threat. These worries are already coming to pass in catastrophic ways, as seen by the suicide of a man in Belgium who was supposedly persuaded to commit suicide by a chatbot. A chatbot purportedly advised one user to break up with his partner, and another allegedly advised users with eating disorders to lose weight. Other unsettling incidents have also been recorded. Because they converse with their users in a conventional fashion, chatbots are by design more likely to foster a sense of trust, according to Newman. Large language models are particularly capable of persuading or manipulating people to slightly change their belief or behaviors, a researcher claimed. We need to examine the cognitive effects that we have on a world that is already so divided and lonely, where loneliness and mental health are major problems, said the author. Therefore, the concern is not that AI chatbots would become sentient and seize control of their users, but rather that their pre-programmed language may persuade people to damage them in ways that might not otherwise. According to Newman, that is especially worrying with language systems that operate on an advertising profit model, since they want to influence user behavior and keep them on the platform for as long as possible. According to her, there are many instances where a user inflicted harm without intending to do so as a result of the system's disregard for safety protocols. Newman stated that users are especially vulnerable to manipulation because of how human-like chatbots appear to be. Even though it's not real, it's still more likely to elicit a kind of human response that makes people more susceptible to wanting to believe it, she said. If you're talking to something that's using first-person pronouns and talking about its own feelings and background, even though it's not real, it still is more likely to elicit this kind of human response. It encourages individuals to put their trust in it and treat it more like a friend than a tool. There is no plan for surviving the approaching labor crisis. It has long been feared that massive numbers of human employment will be lost to digital technology. Some analysis have found that AI might eventually replace more than 300 million jobs globally by 2025, or the equivalent of 85 million employment today. The range of professions impacted by AI, including data scientists and screenwriters. AI was able to pass the bar test with results that were comparable to those of real lawyers, and to perform better on health-related issues than real doctors. Experts are warning that the unchecked development of AI could result in widespread job losses and the consequent political instability. With a number of jobs at risk and little thought given to how to deal with the aftermath, Wang forewarns that there could be mass layoffs in the very near future. There's no framework in America about how to survive when you don't have a job, he claimed. This will cause significant disruption and political turmoil. That strikes me as the unintentional consequence is more tangible and realistic. Hollywood's war over artificial intelligence. Those who hate AI are insecure. Next what? Very little has been done to control technology and social media in the US, despite mounting worries about their detrimental effects. Same is predicted for AI, according to experts. The fact that we as a society have essentially given up on truly controlling technology over the past 40 years is one of the reasons why many of us do have concerns about the implementation of AI, according to Wang. Nevertheless, lawmakers have recently made good attempts. For instance, Congress requested Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, to testify about the need for protections. Despite being heartened by such actions, Finlay argued that more needed to be done to establish standard operating procedures for the development and dissemination of AI technologies. It's hard to predict the capacity for legislative and regulatory responses, just as it's hard to predict doomsday scenarios, she said. For this degree of technology, we require serious oversight. Even though the majority of those working in the AI field are doomsdayers, not all of them are. Many people are enthusiastic about the technology's potential uses. What do you think about this topic? Please keep coming back and let us serve you more interesting topics.